We are live. Okay.
Segued out of that one.
Welcome back to another episode of Survivors of Tarnstead. We're going to start in our usual manner of introduction, giving Toby a little moment to not have a mouthful of food. First up, we have Blackheart as
Eric Marsh.
We have Kronos as
Argiolira.
We have Hatdan as
Tilde.
We have Marcus as
Corvus Adolas.
We have Gifton as
Gifton.
The lack of second name is really triggering me there.
You confused me because you said gifted as.
Sammy as
Gifted is Parker.
We have Tobias as
Caspia.
Well done. And you have me, Yuri, as your friendly DM. Who would like to give the recap?
I volunteer as tribute.
Yay!
Go for it.
You have no cards.
I've had no cards for a while. We were promptly summoned to a waiting area over in heaven, and we were set upon by Morgani showing up first. As the walls fell down, she asked that she would want to speak with us, considering that we are bringing potential allegations or problems that she is being afflicted by, and wanted to have a one-to-one sit down with us before going to speak to the gods on that matter. We told her many things of what we had learned. She rejected most of it, considering that it may be Fey tricks. We later divulged that we did know about what she tried to do through not so tricky means with the past Lady Titania and Lord Oberon. She, although did not believe us in entirety, she agreed to let us be heard out to the gods. But before we could, we had to swear a secret to her, that we would do no harm to her or her brothers and sisters or to her niece. Some of the parties swore more than that. Others swore directly to that, all divulging some sort of dark secret that we all carry.
None of us were privy to any of those
and
secrets.
none of us knew about each other's secrets that we told Morgani, as was the point of Morgani's secrecies. We sat for some time after Morgani's departure to converse of what we should tell the gods and how we should go about it, somewhat of a game plan. And as we all come to a decision, again, the room either fell or rose. The walls were sliding down, I believe. And we were in the chamber of the gods. There was brief introductions made. Some gods that we have not seen in quite some time, and in their more traditional apparels. Another individual was present, a representative from the Sphinx Initiative of Julian Davis. He was bringing charges of stealing a sort of uncatalogued item that we were not privy to acquiring in their timeline, in their own vault. And the implications that what we were doing were going to have dastardly effects upon the stability of reality. Defenses were made on both sides, but Talon decided to table the discussion for a later date, and agreeing both parties to meet on a neutral ground to discuss things further. Julian was dismissed, and the topic at hand was brought to bear concerning who we are, why we are here, and Morgani's situation. We told as much as we could for the best of our recollections. concerning the lies, the trickeries that Miris had performed in order to sway his actions in the future concerning Heia. We wrote for his defense, and that rose suspicion to the gods further that there were a lot of guilty parties at play against each other, and yet we were all coming together to support. And so it was starting to look suspicious. More conversations were had that were more directed to the resurrection of Lalasil. Is that correct? I think that's right. And Morgani got a bit frustrated that when Gifton succeeded and she did not, that ruffled her scales, as it were. She simmered down by kind of a look of Talon. And Talon asked us, once acquiring all the information, if this is all true, do we have a solution? And if so, how can we go about helping? And Gifton said that there were many solutions on the table. We just had to find the best one to fit the situation and what would be agreeable to Morgani. Talon then asked each of us to say in our own words, in our own way, of why we believe we should do this. Most of us talked about the hardships that we've all experienced personal for Carrick, societies that fell and were ravaged by the continual corruption of Morgani's mind. Corvus broached the topic of that there may be much more to this than just the Fae. There may be a connection to the place beyond, and he did allude to that in our time that we came from, that we were running out of time, that the reality was unraveling. Talon took all this information and said that the gods would deliberate on an outcome or a decision, and we were dismissed. We arrived back into Saha in our little acquired living arrangements that the builder had established to us. And Millie was graciously given back to us and not being left inside the Heian Temple. And we all sort of collected our thoughts for the upcoming funerals of two friends of the party, Lord Harcount and Luther, the Dolahan.
Okay. Very nice. Go ahead and take yourself a little heroic inspiration.
No,
Ow.
I can't.
Only a little one, though.
Oh.
Only one heroic.
It is not black.
It's got to be little, so shrink it down.
It's so
Smaller.
tiny I can't
Smaller.
read it.
You want one of mine?
I mean, yours is really tiny, so I guess.
Right, we are.
I think we were dumped off at the party by Valda, right?
Yes. Out in her magical portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You arrive at the location. You are quite some distance away from the Tulian capital. You think perhaps you might be able to see it on the horizon, but well, it's a little tricky with the hour to make things out. Your immediate surroundings, though, are you seem to be on a kind of upper bluff of Vista, a sort of flat, rocky surface that seems to be overlooking a lot of the sand dunes in the area. Fairly clear of sand itself. You get those like vague trails and wispings of it along the top here, but you're essentially on a small, flat cliff. Is the best way to describe it. quite wide and dominated by what looks like to be a bit of Fumerian architecture. It's not a hard thing to hazard a guess that this is likely a magical mansion that's been conjured up, just in Fumerian styling. And immediately you can see hosts of undead, some milling around outside and chatting. The sort of doors to this mansion seem to be wide open. You can actually hear the sound of, faint music, chatter coming from within. And as you're sort of taking this all in, Felder also comes through her portal, which closes behind her. And gives you all a sort of slight inclination of her head and goes, "Oh, I formally invite you to join in our festivities."
We're very honored to be here, Valda.
She just,
I'm gonna go over and give her a hug.
yeah, she just wraps an arm around you as she seems to welcome the embrace and goes, "Trying to remember that this is a happy occasion for the honored guests."
Yes, it is.
Of course.
Time for a brave face. And she sort of straightens out her robes a little bit and just starts to head inside herself.
Time to head in and mingle.
Right. As you all head on in, normally at these parties you're used to seeing large arrays of like buffet tables and so on. There is a small arrangement, a single sort of table arranged with food and so on. It's part of the spell, and they do have some living guests or those that can ingest in some ways. So they are telling you for that. But primarily, there are just lots of empty chairs and tables. Looks like sort of small groupings that they expect people to be able to just section themselves off, spend time together. There also appears to be games, which is not something you all particularly saw much in Faramir. Granted, you were busy with rather world-ending important matters. You might have seen the occasional board with pieces set up in somebody's study, but never saw them actively being played. But now, as you enter, there are groupings of Fumerians, some sitting just paired off, playing games that might look like chess or checkers. There's some weird sort of multi-storied game boards. Some have multiple Fumerians around the table, playing their own games. You see cards, you see strange dice.
Really hoping a board where they have like mini carriages and pegs that you put in those carriages.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And a wheel in the middle.
Oh, yeah, totally.
God.
There's
Game of undeath.
There's a strange apparatus that looks like it's just got lots of like little rods pushed through it and seems to have marbles resting on top of them.
Right.
Yeah, this is only a small part of the party. There's quite a lot of Fumerians playing their little games, but there's a lot of Fumerians. Most are just gathered in groups and talking, and there's no immediate sight of Luther and Harcount.
Well, I'm gonna take the kids on over there. I'll wave at everybody. Hit me up if you need me. I'm gonna grab Karen or Zeb and start walking them over the. Yeah.
Can you read music?
Out of character, can gift and read music.
I would say that you probably didn't used to, but I think it's one of the things she would have learnt to do.
Yeah, most sheet music. I learned some.
I was able to get some of the music down that was requested.
Okay. Do you want me to look at that while I supervise? I don't want the kids cheating at dice. Kids, remember, when they throw dice, they actually throw dice.
Dodge!
Oh no. Oh no. Someone's gonna say throw bones and one of the kids is gonna try to.
It is up to you. I have it available if you would like to see it.
Yeah, I'd love to see. Do you want to hand me one and then you can study one and then we'll swap in a bit?
Nod.
Okay, and I'll take it. I'm gonna lead the kids over because I figure board games is probably the most exciting thing in their lives right now.
Yep. There actually seems to be some familiars that are more than happy to teach newcomers how to play games. Excited even to do so.
Yes, I will go make those people's dreams come true.
Yeah, your kids are taught how to play some games. Like they are given dice, which they get a little crowd watching them push these dice along. Rolling them by physically pushing them, and they get tired when they hit a certain number. It's strange. No one seems to particularly mind.
Oh no, a 7 again! I'm too tired to worry more.
A couple of your kids become particularly enraptured with a game that is that the Fomorians refer to as Serpents and Steps.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoots and ladders. I understand. So we'll go take the kids over and let them get enamored because I'm sure having little children playing fancy games like this always distracts people. So
indeed, it does.
It'll cheer them up. So we'll do that, and then I'm going to be studying the music in between because I'm not abandoning my sugared up children to my spouses right now. I will help with that control.
I'm a responsible adult.
Yeah, and let Dingus go crowd mingle with his herd of pseudo dragons that are gonna get doted the fuck on.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many mages here that remember their pseudo dragons, so they get specially treated.
Yeah, it's great because I actually have spares that I don't have homes for.
Oh no!
I know.
Actually, I will say, during the festivities, you likely are to be approached with inquiries like, the next time, are you a breeder?
Oh, they have them sometimes.
Well, the next time that they have a clutch, I'd be more than willing to offer some gold for one.
Oh, if you offer them a good home, that's good enough.
The finest of homes. Once we figure out where home is.
Yeah, I will shake hands at that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right, yeah, you'll get a few little conversations like that through the night.
Yeah, because I know mine aren't fancy pseudo dragons, but they're
charming.
They're dumb, sweet little monks, right? So
they're half charming. Their mother's half is charming.
Telde, you're wanting to read some of the sheet music yourself, like Gifton is. Is there anything you want? You can wonder about the mingle as you're doing so. Like, I think you're well versed enough that you can passively study this kind of thing.
I'm going to kind of just hang out near tables as I'm doing this. Maybe see if I can try and pick up some information about how to play the games, but I'm not playing.
Give me a straight intelligence check.
Okay. Oh no, I accident. My cursor moved suddenly and closed the window, so 1 second.
All I heard was my cursor dove in front of the oncoming traffic of my need to roll and saved me.
Yeah, you start to pick up just like you wouldn't be a particularly advanced player. You probably need reminder and rules, but you could sit down and start playing some of these games if you chose to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Eric is definitely joining in on the games.
All right, you want to join in directly on the games, Carrick?
Yep.
Are you willing to let yourself be tutored?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of game would Carrick like? Is he going to go for a dice game, a card game? There seems to be a game that doesn't have any props or anything. It's just beyond some little pieces of paper that are handed out. Seems to be some sort of weird deduction game that they're playing. So social games. What's Carrick going for?
Base 10.
Well, Carrick is actually trained in playing cards, but honestly, I think he might go for the social deduction type stuff.
Oh, you're gonna go play werewolf.
Yes. You are going to wander over to a group of undead that, looking at them, there's some of them are skeletal. Some of them still seem to have the remnants of mummified flesh, and quite a few of them have woodworking worked into bone and flesh. And based on just accenting and mannerisms, because now that you're outside of Faramir and travelers doing the translation, there seems to be a little bit more starting to seep through.
Okay.
As if it's giving clues in on cultural mannerisms and so on. You think a lot of these are from Ilan's land.
Okay.
Which strikes you as a small source of oddity that, the most uncultured land is the one that has decided to do a social deduction game. But it is what it is. And yeah, it does seem to be centered around identifying who is the air-quote werewolf of the group.
No, we learned the circle of the wolves.
Mm-hmm. You also know werewolves originate from Ilan's land.
Yes, we did.
Which, you can play and make some friends. They they are happy to introduce you. I want you to go ahead and give me a charisma roll. We'll see how well you actually do.
Standard.
Yeah, just a straight out charisma roll.
Okay.
Right.
It's got Riz, as
you
the kids say.
Pick up on this fairly quickly, and it does strike you after a few rounds that I'm pretty good at manipulating people, which is something to think about. But you're pretty good at this.
We have a 24 deception.
Yeah, you're able to pick up on their own little giveaways and so on. You're able to pass your own off really well, to the point where you get some mistrusting looks when they start to wrap up. Friendly mistrusting, but definitely a lie of like, you're one to watch.
Great. 10,000 years when they're still alive. Should it be? Wait a second. We're not supposed to play this with you anymore.
What about you, RG? What would you like to be doing?
RG is actually going to go and play Shoots and Ladders tonight.
Yeah, you're going to play Shoots and Ladders? All right, you actually end up sitting with Gifton's kids for a little bit as you are introduced to Shoots and Ladders. There isn't a whole lot to learn here, nor is there a whole lot of skill to be had. Literally just rolling dice and hoping. The most you could do is try and influence the rolling if you chose to, or you can just enjoy the sheer randomness of it.
Or just going to enjoy the sheer randomness of it.
Right, okay, cool.
Just rolling with it.
Gifton's going to convince her kids that since they each have a pseudo dragon, that they should have their pseudo dragon pick up the dice, and then they should hold on onto the back of their pseudo dragon and tap its neck until they want it done shaking its head, and then have it drop the dice.
Okay,
We're gonna have so many
How many pseudo dragons are going to be
So-
choking?
I have 18 pseudo dragons with me. I have 12 children.
I was
Some of them are off elsewhere.
I was about to say, yes, indeed. There is one point where one of the pseudo dragons almost swallows a die.
Yeah.
A lot of the die end up quite slobbery.
Yeah.
They
The
might be
Flamirians running this game, one of them in particular seems to be a dwarf, actually. Is a sort of dwarven skeleton. Is actually wearing a sort of fake woolen beard. And this sort of leather jaunty cap. Doesn't seem to mind. They would explain to RG and you, Gifton, that they essentially use this game to just turn off their brain. They spend so much time studying research that sometimes it's fun to just do something you don't have to think about.
It's just random because
It's just random.
Roll the dice and what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Casual node, fully understanding the turn off brain.
Gifton doesn't understand. This is a game of skill.
A stroke of luck has Gifton thinking, I'm so good at this.
Yeah, I'm good at this. Yeah.
Okay. Cassie, what about you?
I'm still losing to my kids.
Cass is uncultured. She's going for a card game.
Right. Okay. You are going to set it into a card game. Do
Taking
you?
Millie with you?
Yeah, do you want? Are you trying to? You trying to keep Millie with you,
I'm
or
keeping Millie close.
you keeping Millie close?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, you know what?
Millie's probably an awful card shark. She's one of those little ladies that sits around with like other little busybodies, and they probably jack and play pinochle all the time.
Yeah. There's a selection of card games going on. However, Millie sort of like actually seems vaguely interested in one. And you see that the Familiars at the table playing it seem to be just using little slips of coloured paper to represent betting, you think?
Okay.
Which she'll basically nudge you off and like, we should give that a try.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm going to wander up and
Right. The Familiar that greets you at the table seems to be acting as the dealer here. Just smiles up at you as they seem to be a sort of some kind of zombie revenant. Maybe they've got flesh. They're able to remote. Definitely pale. But she just smiles up at you and goes, "Oh, welcome. We're just doing a few practice rounds, keeping it light and casual. We might have a proper, coins in game later. But have you played before?"
I don't think so. My good friend here found it interesting, and well, we would like to see if we could learn.
Right. Well, this is Cordon's 5. If you sit down, we'll. Why don't you observe a hand first, and then we'll get you into it.
Okay.
Okay. You sit down and watch them start to play. One of the players that you sat next to will actually be fairly helpful. They sort of like show you their hand, start explaining to you like what you want and so on. This seems to be focused on getting sequential numbers. That is the strongest hand in this.
Okay.
The higher your line of the higher your line of sequential numbers, the better. Pairs and so on have a little bit of value, but they will be beat out by a sequential pairing, so on and so forth.
Okay, so it's essentially poker.
Yeah, somewhat.
I was going to ask, were you just playing Texas Hold'em?
In a way. But they'll sit you down and let's see how well Cass picks this up. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Straight intelligence. As soon as something wants to light up.
Okay.
I'm going to luck that.
Are you going to luck that? Okay. Okay. You get the game. Like you'll need reminders. You're not going to like have this sort of full tactical thing in mind of it, but you understand the basic rules enough to play.
Okay.
Millie does seem to take to it pretty quickly, and soon enough you are playing. You do realise that there is a degree of sort of bluffing and so on in this. So I am going to allow either an intelligence or a charisma roll to see how you play.
Charisma. I'm lucking that.
You're going to like that?
I have one more for the day.
Okay. Right.
Okay, so this is my rolls for the night, folks.
Yeah. You are dealt out some coloured paper to play with, as is Millie, and.
Do you lose all your colored paper to Millie?
Cassie, after a few hands, you are out of coloured paper. After a few hands, Millie has quite a bit of coloured paper.
Don't blame her for this woman.
That's exactly what I was expecting to happen.
Yeah.
She seems to throw off the Familiars a bit just by the fact that she starts talking about, oh yes, a couple of days ago, Jonathan's youngest came in. He was trying to get some bread and like he didn't have enough coin, but just you gotta cover them sometimes, right? Oh, and Susan next door said that, and she just starts to gossip and chatter.
Distractionary tactics.
It's half distractionary and half you think she just does this with whoever she normally plays with, because she definitely plays these kind of games.
But it's her zen.
Yeah.
It's not really she's trying to distract
And-
anybody.
and-
She's putting herself into
Yeah,
her bluff.
she does look the most relaxed you've seen her since you kidnapped her from her bakery and brought her into the past to get chased by death angels.
Wow.
I mean,
Make
brutal,
me
but
feel
honest.
bad.
Well, don't feel so bad. She seems pleased to have most of your paper.
Paper's valuable.
Now, question. They will
Huh.
gradually switch over to using actual coin or valuables and so on and so forth. Do you want to continue playing with them?
Back Millie, don't back yourself.
Cass will continue to play.
Okay, right. You will start playing. I'm going to ask for one more charisma check. Or intelligence, whichever you please. Okay, right. Cass, it's not a huge pot they're playing with. You basically lose the equivalent of 10 gold.
Okay.
Millie got 10 gold. That day.
Millie comes away with about 60 gold.
I'm retiring, Cass. We're done.
I was just like, given how they're usually for money, that might be actually a bit disconcerting for her.
Yeah. This is like the biggest pot she's seen. Actually, I will say she can only play if you are willing to loan her the entry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. She does come away starry-eyed, and she offers to split her pot with you once you two of you at the table.
No. You did that on your own.
Oh, honey, you gave the money to, and I wouldn't know what to do with this much.
Trust me, you'll find something. Everyone finds something.
At least let me give you your 10 gold back.
I will let you do that.
Right, she will give you your 10 gold back that you gave her. Okay.
But that is
I don't
yours.
think she has to worry about losing a couple days or what she thinks is a couple days profit now. She just made a couple months worth.
Yeah. Oh no, this is.
She's going to worry about her business, though. She's going to worry about that.
Oh no, this is a bad thing for her. Okay.
And now she has money, and there's more tables to gamble at.
Yeah, this has awakened something.
Oh no, Millie's a bard.
Okay.
She's a bard.
No,
of
she's a
cooking.
gambler.
And as Millie leads you off to another set of cards, Corvus,
Yes.
what would you like to be doing?
Doesn't really, anything, I guess, distractionary. If there's chess, you'll probably kind of gravitate.
Yep, there
to
is
that.
chess. There's chess. There seems to be a few different varieties of chess. Don't think it ever occurred to Corvus that there were different kinds of chess. But like these are Flamirians. They have played the generational
They
changes
have
of it and all the
all-
offshoots and so on.
Societies of it, probably.
And there's everyone at the table swearing which version is the best one.
There is also a really concerning form of chess that they're playing, Corvus. At first, you're not entirely sure what you're looking at. It appears to be like a hollowed out cube that's open on one side that they are reaching into to move pieces on floor, wall, ceiling that are somehow adhering themselves. But as you walk around the table, that opening seems to shift with your view. You realize it actually is a cube for,
Oh god.
a 6-sided cube that they are able to peer into, reach into.
Corvus would probably have interest in just the anomalous nature of it.
Yeah, you'll get distracted watching that for a bit. Do you want to try to understand it?
Sure.
Okay.
Multi-dimensional chess.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll.
Oh, so also my card, it gives me 2 inspiration cards.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do that. Wherever that was. There.
You can't use it. You have to discard to get 2.
I know, I'm discarding it.
No.
You have to discard an additional card to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Never mind.
Uh-huh.
I'll remove these.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you need to aim to get another card.
Yeah, I need to get another card. I misread that. Sorry. On drugs. Intelligence?
Yep.
Okay.
You don't condone uses of drugs, just so people know.
Did you need a card for this?
No, he can earn a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 16. This is a weird, Corvus. After a while of playing on that board, they seem to just conjure up, and you realize this is conjuration. They conjure up another of these cubes beside it and seem to shift their plane to that, but they keep addressing the other one, going back to it. And you're realizing they are representing...
Timeline, Chris.
They are playing some weird form of dimensional timeline chess. And it hurts to think about. But you kind of get the gist.
No. So it hurts, and that aggravates him, and he wants to know it more.
Actually, I think if you're peering at this for a while, one of them will actually sort of glance up at you and go, "You interested in learning?"
Yes, if you don't mind, if you can take yourselves from that.
No, please, come. I'll talk you through what we're doing.
Splendid.
And they sort of gesture for you to pull up a seat, and you can see why this would appeal to somebody that lives a long time, because you know that there's a few things that you have to memorize with basic chess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot more to this. But you can start sitting and learning this. All right. As you are all taking part in your various little activities, after a sort of hour, a familiar figure starts to wander into the room. Lufa seems to be making the rounds. You see people stopping their games, going up to him. There are sort of hands shook, tales shared, a bit of laughter. Some of them are more somber. It just seems to be him talking to people that he knows or they know of him. There seems to be a lot of respect directed his way. But he starts to move around, and as the games come to a little bit of a halt while he's in the room, you all have an opportunity to see him if you want.
I'm gonna be patient because there's a lot of people who want to see him. So I'll wait until if it looks like there's a little bit of a lull.
You're gonna let a natural lull happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. There is a moment after he's talked to a lovely sort of ghost couple, and they do seem to be a couple. They've been floating around, arm in arm. That he's sort of left standing in his spot, and he just seems to be sort of not gazing around the room. It's like he's sort of just peering off into the distance and thinking to himself for a bit.
Whole group all at once.
I'm gonna bring the family over then.
Yeah. As you sort of start to wander over some of your kids up on the silver dragons, some of them still holding dice.
No, those aren't ours. Those aren't ours.
Nah, he said I could have it.
This one's made out of it.
All right, well, I'm gonna check with him later, and we'll make sure.
Yeah, he said
you could have it. Okay.
He's gonna cough and the dust comes out.
That flaming fiery helmet sort of turns your way, and seems to brighten briefly as he actually takes a knee so that he can address if you're in your smaller form, but if you're not, your children riding on their silver dragons. Gets more on level.
Yep.
And he just goes, "Little ones, how are you enjoying yourselves?" That's great, lots of great. And then there's the sort of racket of the different children trying to tell their own stories, which he just listens attentively and sort of goes, "Oh yes, serpents and yes, a fun game. Oh, this is a very nice dice. Probably don't chew on it though. You don't want to get splinters." And he sort of listens to their little racket before turns his gaze to you and Care, and goes, "How are you finding yourselves?"
We're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Big night tonight.
I am doing quite fine. It's nice to see everybody mingling and relaxing.
It is. It's good. We'll look after them.
I know
And you're going to be hearing about them nonstop. I smile and go, "It's not like you and I won't be probably talking on the same radio."
I suppose that's true. You'll have a direct line to me.
I know, and I'm pretty sure I'll have lots of things to constantly be telling you about. It'll be quite annoying. You can suffer the same maladies of my brother. Won't that be great?
Oh, hearing you could never be annoying.
I hope you're doing all right.
Whereas from the course screaming, you'd think that.
You don't know hell. No, yeah. Do you have you had a chance to spend time with Valda and them?
Yes, I've been talking with them. I will say, Wilhelm, for all of his social nature, I think he is avoiding me a little bit.
Oh. It's probably going to be a bit hard on him. I haven't seen him yet, since I've been here.
He's in one of the upper rooms. There's a little sort of storytelling event going on, and I think it lets him escape the current. But I'd appreciate it if you checked in on him.
I will. I'm going to also try and check on Harcount and Sigmund. I was worried about Sigmund as well.
Yes. He actually seems to look down a second and goes, Count, I would very much appreciate you providing him some company. I've tried, but, well, he excuses himself and so forth. I thought somebody maybe a bit more persistence, a bit of cheer.
A bit more annoying. I got
it. In
someone who's
the best way.
Not afraid of giving up all social graces. You got me. I can definitely do that, but this is a wonderful thing, and I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. Right.
And I know that someday they'll be happy for you too.
I hope so. You really do check in on them from me time to time.
You know I'm staying, right?
I know. So are they. So I figure as one mortal to some immortals, if you visit them now and then, wherever they are.
Yes, they're going to have a very... Valda's going to be hearing... How many times have I dropped in on you in the short amount of time that we've known each other? How many times have I come busting in with some random craziness? They're going to never be sick. They're never going to be free of me. Trust me.
I'm sure they'll be glad for it. They have been more lively than I have seen them in a while. And it doesn't mean just dealing with emergencies, but they've added a little spark to their lives.
So I've got a couple of your dear people of your city are wanting Nudge Dingus a couple more pseudo dragons to take care of around. I think it'd be healthy for them. So.
Yes, this is good. It's easy to forget what it is like to have something living. Yes. And seems to ponder briefly before. What are you? Large, small, gifting? What are you?
No,
right?
I'm small. Take your kids.
And he just sort of gently lays a hand on the ground as if offering it to you.
Yeah, I'll climb up.
And he lifts you up to his faceplate and just goes, "Thank you for all you have done. I have cherished every moment."
Thank you for everything you've done too. And I will continue to cherish every moment.
Now, give me a hug, please.
Okay. I'm going to flap over and give him a big hug on the chest plate.
Okay, good. Yeah. You get the very gentle pinky pat on your back before he lets you down.
All right, kids, everybody tackle Luther.
They sort of go for the knee that's kneel down on the ground, and he goes, what fierce grips, so mighty.
Never gonna be free. Yep.
That's where he finds out. Unfortunately, the dice was actually a weapon the whole time.
And he'll stand once they release him, and he'll just sort of bow his head down to you, hand on his place to his chest, and goes, "May my father's light ever guide your way of living, and when the end comes,
may the melody carry you through your great change." And I'll do the Baratheon salute that I was doing for the longest time.
Okay. And he'll sort of start stepping away. Anyone else that wants to approach him? He seems to have had a little word with Gifton, making his way around the room.
I don't know him that well.
Eric will approach him.
As you approach him, he just like opens up his arms to you, Carrick.
I'll give him a hug.
And he pulls you into that proper warrior hug. You get this really actually powerful slam on your back. He knows what you are. He knows that you can take it. Actually, being a dragon now, all the little gentle pats and such are barely feelable.
Yeah.
So this is nice.
I was debating making a straight.
Don't break his armor.
I'm not going to squeeze. I'm just going to lift.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
And as he releases the grasp, he leaves his sort of hand sitting on your shoulder, and he goes, "You would also do me the favour of overlooking those that I suppose you're returning to the future, but you're checking on them, won't you?"
Yes, I will figure out where they end up, and I will try my best to keep an eye on them.
Good. I especially worry for Sigmund. I know it's a little rude of me to assume that Draconic Guind should get Draconic Guind's guidance, but a little similarity doesn't hurt in conversation.
True.
And I'm hoping that you both have cheerier things to discuss once all this is said and done.
Hopefully.
I'd ask you to check in on Melinda, but, well, I'm not sure she would appreciate it as much as Sigmund.
Yeah, I probably will, but
perhaps not as often.
Yes, I do not. I think she will be well. I'm guessing. I don't know where she will end up. I mean,
that is something that everyone's still trying to figure out, but I pray wherever they are that they remain to see you.
I hope they do too.
You hold them in your heart, please.
Of course. We wouldn't have been able to do what we did without you.
You would have found a way, I'm sure. You will give your wife and your children my regards.
Of course.
Was actually looking forward to seeing them, but, well, perhaps I can look on from above, or if my duties spare it, I'm sure an angel can pay a visit now and then.
Of course. You wouldn't be the first one that has appeared in Beacon, even excluding those who seem to almost have residence there.
You have a presence to you, a way of words, a charm, you could say. And while you may not be from the same land, I think Harcount likes you.
Like to wish, wow, that got out of my way. To hope so.
He is a lonely man by choice, but
Yes.
as I've asked Lady Greysteel, let him know that he is not going to be forgotten, that he's cared about.
Of course.
He needs to hear it from more than just a priest. He sort of gestures at himself.
I understand. I mean, he has been alone as alone as someone in his position can be.
And as much as it saddens me to say it, the stigma against the vampirism is making it quite apparent that, well, not many Fomirians are approaching him. I wish that wasn't the case, but such things are hard to forget.
We have seen many things that have persisted that we have found out recently probably shouldn't have, so... But we know it happens, and... I would say I'd check in on him, but he's not, but I will make sure that he knows he will not be forgotten.
He just nods and sort of claps you on the side of your arm.
My house and my tavern are always open to you.
Thank you, my friend. And I wish you the finest of days to come.
Thank you. Hopefully your job is not too sad. Having met crap, do we use whose class as the name? I can't remember. But what's the first name?
Eliza Uskas.
The Reaper.
It is a burden that was foisted on her, but it is a duty that I choose.
It's understandable. And you have done wonderful things here, and you will continue.
And this is a happy occasion, but, well, even the kindest of partings, the dearest, it's okay to feel sad. I would not want anybody to be brave for my sake.
I think we all will miss you. Even Dingus, if he doesn't understand what's happening.
And give you a sort of like one-arm clasp before just nodding his head to you.
We turn it, and it was a wonderful time meeting you, and as you asked of them, you will definitely not be forgotten by me either.
And he just inclines his head before he starts to move off. Telde.
Yes.
Luther is approaching you.
Excellent. I will kind of lower the sheet music that I had, or not hide it, but not be holding it up to my face kind of thing.
And
Acting casual mode. Casual mode engaged.
Just, it would look awkward if I'm just standing here going, yes, sheet music.
Telde.
Greetings, my friend.
How are you enjoying the fine festivities? Played any games?
I've learned much of these games.
Always with the learning you. And he's sort of gestures like for you to like join him on a bench.
Nod. I will follow, or
Yeah, he'll sit down beside you, just sort of leaning back against the wall, hands resting on his knees as he lets out a needless sigh. Just sounds like he's relaxing, put upon, but maybe felt all the same. And he just goes, you really should ground yourself in the moment more, my friend.
possibly.
You're learning a lot of things about a lot of people, myself included. But taking part gives you far more of an understanding.
I suppose. But I am taking part in so many other things. Others are overlooked in the process.
It's true, the little moments that we allow ourselves, they often do come at the expense of others, but take it as a man who is carried I suppose some would call it a burden. I've never thought of it as such, but the weight of duty, others, you still have to find those selfish moments. The little sins, perhaps, but they are forgiven because they are necessary.
I have been too focused for some time. Learning about others has been the only dalliance I've allowed myself.
You should learn a little bit about yourself, perhaps.
I suppose I have quite a lot of time to do so now.
Indeed. And my suggestions of allowing yourself a little bit of time and selfishness don't come from nowhere. The others have been talking about the empty council positions. They're likely going to approach you, Telde.
I have never sought a leadership role.
It's good. Those that seek it are often ill-fitted for it. But with the dire straits that we're going to find ourselves in, the lack of our old home, the loss of some members, they might not be the same roles or same responsibilities that we've traditionally had, but I think they want you. And it's with that I want to say, while I would appreciate you standing by them, it's okay to be selfish.
I will consider it in fairness, but I will consider your advice as well.
And just nods and goes, not to sway you one way or the other, just thought I'd give you a heads up.
I must admit, I am having a hard time avoiding a large shoes to fill joke.
Well, no matter what you do, I think once you leave where you walk will dwarf any that came before, whether they're in those shoes or not. Have you pondered what to do about, well, the other you?
I think we will need to sit down and talk. His original path is no longer necessary.
You
He
might.
deserves to know that.
Yes. I can just imagine him asking you about your story.
Perhaps we could shoulder each other's burden.
Indeed. Well, wherever your paths take the both of you, but you have each other to rely on, and that you find happiness for yourselves. Deserve it. I know what it is like to exist longer than you ever expected, to have a duty to fulfill, even if it is one you willingly take up. You must feel tired.
Not yet.
Pleases me to hear that. Well, my friend, I promise you, if there ever does come a time where things have gone too long and you seek peace, I'll be there.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, sort of, claps his legs in the Minnesotan farewell.
Hope.
And he stands up and just offers his hand out to you to shake.
I will rise and shake it.
It's been a great honor.
The honor has been all mine.
He'll just nod and he'll start to head towards the exit of the room unless anyone wants to intervene and grab him.
Trying to kidnap him.
Archie doesn't know him, and the only question she has is inappropriate.
Corvus will separate himself from the chess game.
Right. You're gonna wander on over to him.
Yeah.
He'll pause as he sees you approaching, and just incline his head politely towards you, and he goes, "Lord Adalas."
Don't call me that.
Corvus. I see you're partaking in some of the games that I could never get my head around.
It takes time, and distractions are problematic with that game.
I suppose so.
Better in a different environment, I think, but it's an enjoying process. Sorry.
No need to apologize. How are you holding up?
As expected, as you know. Taking it a day at a time, seeing where the next step lands me.
Is a good way to go.
Try not to think too far ahead of things, because I get myself into holes that I can't pull myself out of. But I also fear that eventually things are going to come to pass for me, and what happens is going to happen one way or the other.
If you don't mind me asking, are you afraid?
I would, I would have said of what things, or do you mention of what is to be feared? I started being afraid of everything, and that led me down a wrong path. I am afraid, but it's more of a nebulous fear now. It's not focused anymore.
Less for yourself?
No. I fear what will happen to people around me more than anything.
You are a brave man, Corvus. Acting despite fear is a far greater act than acting without fear at all. But, and he just reaches out and sort of, lays a gentle, gauntleted fist on your shoulder as he goes,
You're doing that seeing thing again, aren't you?
"No, I'm just talking to somebody that I think perhaps doesn't talk to others enough about the help he needs. It is not weakness to need help."
I agree with you on that matter. I just don't know how they can. And again, that may be part of the problem.
Sometimes just having somebody else know and understand your feelings can relieve their burden a bit. But, my friend, I have a good eye for things, I think, he says with a sort of bit of posture that suggests a little bit of humour there.
Put up a self-indulgent glow.
And
Corvus responds in a sarcastic expression back.
And
he does have weird eyes too.
I don't see your end coming, my friend.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to dwell on. It will. And it goes beyond just my end. And that's what I guess if you want an answer for the fear, that would be the thing.
You are far too bullheaded to let anything bad happen when all is said and done.
Yeah.
I know you will make things turn out okay. And I just pray that you let good things happen to you and your lady friend.
Corvus straightens up at that. I will do the best that I can.
And if it is any comfort, I will watch over you best that I can.
It may be a bit crowded. Just a fair warning.
You are a man of great interest indeed to many.
I wish I knew what that interest was half the time. But your words days earlier are well heated well, and I want to thank you.
I'm glad my ramblings can bring a little comfort, perhaps.
They're more concise than my own. You have a knack for it.
I've just had a lot of time to refine my choice of words.
I'm just 30.
And I hope, young man, that you will just grow wiser with age. Or that you have a good time nonetheless.
Thank you. And do take it easy.
Perhaps I shall have a little break before I assume my duties. And he'll sort of put his hand to his chest in salute to you.
Corvus will bow down and respond. Or what would be the more appropriate, right?
If you want to follow a hectomark acknowledgement, you'll either do a shadow bow with your arms at your sides, or you could do a more military styling, which I'd probably not the correct way to go in this case. So yes.
I'll do the shallow bow with arms to the side.
Yeah. All right. And he will leave the room.
The question I heard you had was if when he turned into an angel, if he's going to keep the fire head, if he got a real head at that point.
It's still going to be a candle.
Are you still gonna be a torch?
Get this find out, right?
Kids asked that already.
Because I was gonna see if Karen or Em were okay with the kids, because she was gonna go look for heart count.
They'll be like, yes, we can handle them. This is a good distraction room.
Yeah, it's a good distraction, and they're wearing out because even though, like, I'll be honest, they got sugared up. That leads to sugar crash.
Yeah, they're burning through it.
They're burning through it, and also they've only had 4 hours of sleep, so they're gonna hit that cranky point and need a nap soon.
Like they're not already there.
There's just gonna be some brownies passed out on a chessboard.
Yeah, that's new for Myriad Games. Yeah. It's called "Don't Wake the Children." It's like "Don't wake Daddy, but don't wake the brownies."
But they have to try and get the piece as close as possible.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the doctor game.
Yeah.
It's checkers, but you've got to capture the brownies.
No, it's a very terrifying game of Jenga around the children.
Well, if the brownie children get into the dimensional chess game,
no, they do it with card. They build like a card house around the kids, and they have to build it up as much as they can without it falling. But they've got emergency measures in place to catch it, so it won't hit the kids.
It's like slow fall cards.
Yeah, slow fall cards.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go looking. So.
All right, you're going looking for
heart count.
You're gonna go looking for heart count. Okay. Does anybody want to also go looking for heart count? Anyone want to assist?
Kirk, well.
Okay.
RG would just park out she met.
Alright. Okay. In that case, the three of you will go seeking Harkount. It's a little tricky. A lot of people don't actually know where he is, so you gotta ask around quite a bit. But eventually, you'll actually just find him sitting in a quiet study. He's not reading anything. He seems to be looking at the bookshelves in here, but in a way that it's just an activity he's doing, you know. It's not like he's trying to pick a book. He's just wandering, gazing, probably in thought. But as you sort of open up the door and step on in, he pauses and just turns to face you all and gives you a sort of acknowledging nod. And goes, come to seek me out, I see.
You've been hiding.
Hiding? No. That would suggest... Yeah. Perhaps you're right.
I haven't found you, but then again, I'm having a hard time with these crowds, and I'm gonna land and put my ring on. Everybody's blocking everything.
I am less hiding as much as I realize I unsettle them still.
That's fair. I unsettle them.
And that sounds like a them problem, not a you problem.
They're still worried that at any moment I'll just and wipe a bunch of them out.
It's not like I can infect them, is it? But all the same, that's the stain of...
No, they don't know how great you are. I'm gonna go over to the... He's seated, right?
He's actually moving to take a seat.
I'm gonna go grab a seat and sit next to him.
And he just steeples his sort of fingers together, elbows on the table, and he looks at you and goes, "This is a whole lot of fuss over very little. I suppose that Luther deserves it, but best that I have a part in it, no."
You do deserve it also.
I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, little girl, you hardly know me.
I know enough about you. You know enough about me.
I'm afraid if that was true, you would not stand my presence.
I'm gonna smile. Yes, I would.
Yes, you probably would.
I was like, you don't seem to understand just how many people's presence she stands.
You've also
I feel like you were somehow trying to insult me, RG.
You are unbearingly kind. I hope that your foolish nature brings you great happiness and no tragedy in your years to come.
That would be missing the point.
Ominous optimism.
So, you're here to... What's
your first name?
My first name?
Yes. I have had to call you Lord Harkount since the moment we've met, and I want to know your first name. I want to know your name.
Which one? The one I use now?
I want to know the name you like.
That would suggest that there were any that I liked.
I make that suggestion.
Maybe even early on.
I want your name. I want the name you want me to know you as. And it better not be Lord, and it better not be Harkount.
A bright smile actually crosses his face when you say that.
The name you would like us to remember you by.
In that case, the time when I was innocent, my mother used to call me Havy.
Havy. It's a good name. I will name a son or a daughter Havy.
It hardly fits the common parlance of this day.
Don't quite fit in with this day.
Although I suppose if you're staying behind,
I am.
then perhaps it fits just fine. If you're going to do that, you Names have power. Guide them well, please.
Of course.
So
I'm going to make sure they have a happy life, as I will all my children. That doesn't mean their life won't have tragedy and joy. It has to be a mix of all, but they don't need a heaping of only one thing. I think you bear too much of one.
Oh, that ends soon.
Yes, and that's good. You deserve it. You deserve peace. You deserve some kindness after all of this.
I disagree, but I am still selfish enough to take it when offered. You, boy.
Disagree.
He's actually going to sort of reach out and tap a finger in front of you, Carrick.
Yes.
I don't know what kind of warped future that you all are creating with this engine of yours.
Tree.
But if my holdings remain, I expect you to take hold of them.
I'm going to take out the letter that Harkount wrote to Shaxan. It's still sealed. Offered to Harkount.
He glances over at it and just sort of jabs his head towards Carrick. The man is maddened. He can no longer hold up their responsibility.
I understand, sir. I will take care of what remains as if it were my own. Thank you very much.
And you, he's going to look at you, Gifton. You must teach your children some more manners.
I like cheat your.
I was hoping to get them a proper education, but I don't know how that's going to work out. Maybe we'll just go back into the woods where we belong.
I fear that you and yours are too wild for the woods, my dear. No.
Or
You wear the trappings of society as well as any. I think he seems to frown. Do not take this sentiment as weakness. But I think that as disruptive as your children are, they will do as much good for the world as their mother.
Gets a look on her face like she doesn't think that's actually a good thing. As disruptive as an influence as I am, I don't know if that's a good blessing there to think of.
Not all disruption is bad. Yours has been beneficial to more than conceivably possible.
I am hoping that my sins will be washed away with the wild engine's shenanigans. Or at least mostly forgotten.
Yeah, he smiles grimly and goes, that sentiment, I understand.
Yes, I think we understand that of each other, right? So, what are we looking at these books for?
I don't know. I was looking at the titles. I've read just about everything in here. It feels... I remember many of them from when they were published. And then I look at the date, and it is another reminder.
Of how long it's been?
And now, the end is but hours away. It feels like the longest of times to wait.
I think it must be kind of an agony having to wait longer for something that you've been yearning for, huh?
So close.
I'll put a hand on his.
There is the ever so slightest flinch when you do that, but he lets his hand remain under yours.
So, if you were going to lecture me about things that I should do better about, I would love to hear it.
No lectures, only
Kindly reminders would be great.
you have done much. As I am selfishly grasping my end, so should you yours. I don't mean seeking death, but your end, a long and happy one for yourself and yours.
I know.
Don't leave with regrets.
I'll try not to. But if I don't leave with regrets, that'll be a reason to try again. I smile. I'm Faye after all.
Of course. Oh, how many versions of you will curse this world, he says with a little good-humoured smile.
Keep hoping I'm going to come back as a tree so I can get a really long stint in, just a couple 100 years of just sunshine and rain.
His eyes flicker about for a second before they fix on you. I have a bargain, Faye.
I'm interested.
Couple of 1,000 years from now, in a small little kingdom, barely even is the appropriate word, the land that you know now as Hexenreich, a stupid child will be born to a slovenly lord who will not teach him well. I would like for you to be a disruptor for that child's life. Positive, negative, I care not. Just don't let him go down his martial path.
I will look for this child. I always look for children anyway. Maybe they'll run off into the woods with me and we'll become pirates of the Grand Facey.
What a dream that would be.
Wouldn't it? Let's hope for those things.
He just nods, and then finally draws his hand back from under yours. You need to tidy your hair, girl. He says, looking at you, Archie.
This is tidy.
It's not tidy. I've seen you do better.
I didn't do better. You did.
Once.
Oh, you should all go enjoy the party.
I am enjoying the party.
Leave me alone. He says, giving you a fixed stare.
She is enjoying being away from her children for a short time.
You don't understand. I gave my children an entire chocolate cake. I'm not talking brownie. I'm talking chocolate. Give this motion chocolate cake.
Your foolish mistakes are not mine to suffer. And he's going to stand up from his chair.
I mean, to be fair, usually when we go to parties, bad things happen.
Yep. Gifton is going to proceed to follow Harcount around for at least the next hour.
He
goes into the party to finally get away.
He acts.
I am actually doing everything I can to make sure he is feeling hassled and bothered and giving him distraction. This is my gift to Harcount.
He definitely acts put upon, but he does talk to you.
Yes.
And it's sometimes little random things. You actually get his name was Havold.
Mm-hmm. Havold. Heavy.
Mm-hmm. And he'll just. It's more like
I'm not making you play it out.
No. He is. It's almost like he takes it upon himself to educate you, as if he decided you're going to hassle me. I'm going to make sure that you have some information to see you through your foolish little life.
I am following this route.
Yep.
I am going to try to explain to him about how we had rice and that I have some in my bag, which he's going to get to see the nasty little bag. Of chocolate cake and rice.
He is going to try and lecture you on dignity and nobility, and but
yeah,
we've been trying that for quite a bit, especially about
you
that bag.
will see the most imperceptible of little upturned corners of his mouth as you follow him around.
Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna just chase him for the rest because somebody needs to give him some attention, and it might as well be me.
Hey, I resemble
and Carrick. Yep, in our if she wants to.
Just bothering the shit out of him.
We're hassling an old man. This is what we're doing. This was Luther's request. I'm doing this.
Eventually, the games start to wrap up, and a lot of people start to move outside, and you actually catch Fowler going by at one point, and she just seems to be sort of going around going, right, we are going to begin some outside revelry, music, dancing. I know most of you remember your steps. Please do not be shy. Join in. And she's just going around basically herding people out. Which Harkount will sigh and just sort of start heading on outside with you all in tow. Those that remain in the game room can filter out with those that were in there. You'll catch sight of Luther heading on out as well. And outside seems to be a stone-shaped little stage that's set up. And you can see a whole bunch of Fomerians. Like, there isn't a, here is the band. There are just a bunch of Fomerians, like, preparing their own little instruments and so on. As it's essentially a little improv band night.
Oh.
Various Fomerians, some in little groups, some individual, taking to the stage. Some quite beautiful singers. Some amateur instrument playing. Some quite terrible, but it's encouraged nonetheless. There are various little performances that start to go on throughout the night. If those of you in the group who can play and so on want to do so yourself, you are encouraged and welcome to. There is dancing, which seeing a lot of skeletal and other varieties of undead waltzing about, doing various different cultural dances and so on, is a sight.
Skeleton.
Yes.
Shivers down your
Some of them are far more formal. At one point, one group does probably one of the oddest dances I think you lot from Barast have ever seen. It is just a whole lot of like jumping and stomping about, grabbing like these long sticks, like, you know, repurposing staves and so on, and just screaming at the top of their lungs as they're doing so.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Tell Dave, in your long travels, I think you would recognise this as a cultural performance from the Hevosian continent.
Why does that not surprise me? I was half expected to be Orlan, but...
Oh no, the Orlan stuff is less the sticks and jumping about, and more just these like really imposing like stare-offs and you know, crouch movement towards each other. Bit of a challenge almost.
When the weapons break out, you know it's Orlan.
Yeah.
It's a borderline fight.
Yeah.
It's really hoping for Morris dancing.
That might be the Inland Land stuff.
All right, which land does the one where everybody puts steins in their hands and they clack them together while they're dancing?
That's Morgani's actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's German.
Yeah.
That's what the Hexenreichers are supposed to be like.
Yep.
Corvus.
What?
Uh-huh. I'm
Uh,
gonna hassle Hark out for dances. Because I'm not gonna get a chance, and I'm gonna begrudge him that.
It takes
me and
you
him
a
aren't having
while.
Another princess party's never happening for me, so this is it.
It takes a while because he
I'm
watches a
gonna
lot.
use my magic outfit to trade into my good princess party dress and everything.
Okay, it's both a mix of refusing you for his own dignity and like this is the wrong music. No, I will not dance to this. No. But eventually, when a more proper bit of music's being played, a couple of Familians with cellos and so on are doing a lovely thing. He will actually do a waltz with you.
All right, I will definitely waltz with him because I was very keen on this.
When that music starts playing, he lets out a soft sigh and offers his hand out to you, Gifton.
I will definitely go dance with Hark.
All right, he will lead, and my God, he really actually knows how to dance.
I mean, I hope so.
Yeah.
After 8,000, 9,000 years or whatever it was, he better know how to fucking dance.
Yeah. You are led around.
The time to learn.
You are led around in a glamorous waltz, Gifton. Okay. Does anybody want to go up and take their own performances?
Sure.
Okay, Cassie, you're gonna go up. What are you playing?
Oh, I meant dancing.
Oh,
Sorry.
dancing, right? Oh, yeah, you can join in any number of dances. Even if you don't know it too well, this is a society based around sharing knowledge and such. You're encouraged. Yes. Does anyone
Cass
else?
is going to Cass is going to pay attention to each and try to get involved in a lot of them.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check. Yeah, you start to pick them up pretty well. You're clearly inexperienced as someone, but
I have 2 extra feet.
you have 2 extra feet. But you're doing enough. You're doing it well enough to have fun. This seems to be good natured. You do get, if you join in, particularly with the all-on stuff, you get some real good natured ribbing. As they watch you basically like try and take up these hacker poses with a toric body.
What poses did you say?
Haka. It's
Oh,
the
God.
Maui.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
I will actually go play music a little bit.
Okay. Do
after
you
I've
and
secured my
Telday
dance.
want to do this together as you are learning the same music?
I would do it with Telday, or I will do it
You,
without Telday.
you can do it.
whatever Telday wants.
You can solo it and then join in together as well if you want.
Yeah, if we want to do solos and to duets, I think I'm open to both.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. In that case, I would say both of you will start off with a solo performance. Which go ahead and give me a performance roll. And tell me what if you're doing the Amorian cultural music. If you're doing your own music, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna save the Amorian cultural music
For with Telday?
For with Telday. I'm gonna play something Fae.
Okay.
Because, that seems to be my wheelhouse.
Do people get advantage if they're proficient with the instruments, like the Tasha?
Yes.
Yes, I luckily already get that. So, because of things.
What?
I am gonna spend my second luck for the day, and I'm gonna reroll that. So, just do a regular, not advantage roll. There. That's better.
Very nice. Right. Gibson, it's a little funny. A lot of people don't seem to know what the appropriate dance is along to this. People are still going to try. But for as many people as there are dancing, you see so many of those bloody nerds getting out their little notebooks and such and noting down what you're doing because Fae music is, a little on the rarer side.
All right, because you know what Fae song I'm playing, right?
What Fae song are you playing?
We'll meet again.
Okay.
No way.
And bloody nerds.
Yeah, the nerds are recording.
Yeah.
It's an Oberon song, so I'm stealing it from him.
You'll see Sigmund actually sort of those draconic Dracolich eyes dim a bit in a sort of as if closing them. You see him swaying his head a little bit as if he's heard this or something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Which, considering he was the more common point of interaction with Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Morris has got to be a hard point for all of them right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's not.
In fact, with you guys' interactions around, in particular, Sigmund is actually hurting about Morris.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and the Fae music goes down well. It is actually particularly Fae, like how much chaos it causes in people trying to figure out how to dance to it.
Yep.
It feels far too fitting. Alright, Telde, you follow after Gifton's performance.
I will attempt to play something that I would have learned on my travels.
Okay.
Probably something more recent in memory because
It's easier to play something
it's
recent.
better in my memory.
Yeah. In that case, recent in your memory, I'd ask you to pick between a Hexenreich, a Borasian, a Noran, or a Saharan tune.
Can I've been watching the crowd. The crowd seems to have, in general, responded to different things culturally anyways.
Yes. You notice there are those in the crowd that respond to this in the sense of this is from my homeland. A lot of it seems to be at least known to the others because, again, they share that stuff. You do know that there is a predominantly, just because based on their location and how easy it was to grab the undead from there is a predominantly Hexenreich base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll play something to the Hexenreicher.
Right, merry or somber, or what kind of emotive do you want to?
Definitely going to go with something merry.
Okay.
At this point, yeah.
Right. What comes to mind is, okay, let's go ahead and do one of the more popular drinking songs that hasn't been done. They're not really drinking, but it brings back those memories from anyways. Which you go ahead and roll me a performance check. Okay. Yeah. Did you want to do something to that?
No, I'm going to leave that.
Okay. They seem to enjoy it. You get the Hexenreichers. They're less dancing along so much as more just singing along together, you know. You think if they had steins, they would be like putting arms around each other and swaying with them. But it does go down well. Did Carrick want to do it? I heard you say something earlier. Blackheart is dead.
Sorry, I thought I'd hit the unmute button. Yes, I was going to also try to perform.
Okay, right. As Telde steps down from the stage, and I'm sure him and Gifton start, talking about doing their Emorian stuff together. Carrick, you can step on up.
I'm going to pour out the Emor Lear that I got from our first visit to Famir, and I'm going to start playing. And unfortunately, I think most of what I know is Barast music or Fae, because I'm pretty sure.
I thought we had guitars.
No, I bought.
Oh, you bought a lyre. Okay,
Yeah.
I got the guitar with the metal strings.
Because lyre's the only musical instrument that I'm actually proficient with. So, for now.
Gifton's obnoxious. Honestly, if I want to do well, I have to play my Oberon viola.
Wow.
Let's me roll my performance and then plus D10.
Okay.
Wow.
As you're playing, Carrick, what emotive thing are you going for? Happy tune, sad tune, romantic tune.
Trying to do happy because we're trying. This is supposed to be a good moment.
Okay. Even for those in the audience that aren't familiar with this, you get rapt attention. You will also catch a skeleton in the audience, wearing a very colourfully patterned suit, painted bones on showing colourful patterns on his face, sort of shouting over the din in the crowd, "I made that." As Alejandro is in the crowd.
I keep forgetting I have that now.
Yeah. Yes, your performance goes down very, very well. And actually, I think we'll have the crowd carrying, calling out for more of, the Amori music. You get the sense, like, despite them having some Amorian members within their society, there's always been that slight oddity of indulging in Amorian culture for them, just because of, well, they're undead and that's bad for Amorian culture.
Yeah.
So this is as far as exotic as they really get.
Mm-hmm. And it also, probably a lot of them crave it because that's who Luther is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He was the Amorian, right?
Yeah.
And they're gonna they want more of that experience to hold on to.
Which with that, do Giston tell you want to step up together?
Sure. I'm gonna grab Tilde, go, okay, so I could either play the trumpet I borrowed, I could play Oberon's viola, or I could play my guitar with the metal strings. What do you think, Tilde?
Now, out of character, trying to remember this. Was there any indication as to what type?
I'm an idiot. I'm gonna go and pick up Trixie really quick, make her put on her badge. So she got Trixie there. I'm gonna hand her the trumpet.
You're just gonna put the sheet music in front of her.
Yep, I'm gonna put the sheet music in front of her, give her a thumbs up. She's trained in all instruments just like I am, and she was at the same time, so she knows this.
Yeah, she couldn't learn any songs, but she can read sheet music in the moment.
Yeah.
So we have created ourselves a trio then.
Yes, we have a trio.
Nobody has animate object, do they?
I can cast it
Without wish.
I can cast it with wish.
I was just saying, you can always do the old trick from the other game of.
The sad thing is I think with the Miras hats, we could make a illusion of somebody playing something.
Yeah.
So we have the greater illusion thing, and we could do a proper illusion for this. Which, do I have my top hat, or I do have my top hat? He just used the illusion from it because he ran off without. So yeah, I'll use my top hat, and the top hats have that illusion thing. I'm gonna make a illusion of me playing with the viola to add one more person, or actually I'll do an illusion of me playing with drums because that would make sense. We need drums, we need percussion.
Yeah, sure. You are also going to be joined, borrowing what looks like to be a what brass instrument will he have? He's gonna grab a trumpet as well. Raziel will join you as well.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah, we'll do an illusion of Gifton playing drums.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do, since it's an illusion of Gifton, this is gonna be the cool rock metal Gifton. So it's gonna be skeleton Gifton, right? Like
amazing.
Like a big Goliath skeleton Gifton in like really cool animal hide and shit like that. And then I want to have those kind of coiled almost like dreadlock looking braids going on that are made entirely out of dead vines on her.
Mm-hmm.
And but she's got the glowing green fey eyes.
Nice.
This is my little nod to a certain Fey Lord. He would have loved it.
Right. In that case, will all participating members please give me a performance check with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Do you two want me up there or no? Are you going to try to motion me up?
Yeah, I'm motioning you up. Are you going to play your viola? I will offer you my viola if you want to use it. It will. Huh?
Wrong person.
Oh, you don't have. I thought you were
literally.
Oh, liar! Liar! That's right.
Viola.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot you were liar, not viola. That's my bad.
Nice, Raz.
God damn it, Raz.
I'm actually, this is a big thing. I'm actually gonna cast guidance before I do this performance.
Yeah, there's that one. I'm gonna do the same thing for Trixie because I gotta do Trixie.
As Trixie is just going by sheet music, I'd like for you to roll with her without advantage.
Okay. That's not bad.
No, that's good.
Nope.
Oh.
That's the wrong.
That's perception.
And I'm assuming that I don't know what the percussion doesn't matter. So.
Wow,
This is
harsh.
No.
Dramas weep.
The percussion's like uncontrolled. I can't roll its stats. It's one of those things. I can't roll the stats to make it better.
No, you heard it here, folks. Percussion doesn't matter.
It matters. I wanted percussion.
All right.
I'm gonna play a card and re-roll that.
You're gonna play a card and re-roll it? Okay.
Yeah. Oh my!
In fact, I'm also gonna wheel myself because I want to see if I can do better.
What do I have?
All right, I'm gonna add my wheel to my roll because I demand to be a 33.
Okay.
I don't want to be slightly less than Telday. Hell no.
Sure, I will.
Actually, yeah. Telday rolled I didn't realize he rolled perception first. I thought he rolled a 41. I was like, shit. Why'd you roll so many times?
No, I'm.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
I am the lesser of the musicians in this pile. So
Yep.
I will keep my 29.
We're all destroyed by Raziel of all.
Raziel does like a way too extra little trumpet solo at one point. But yes,
Trixie's getting distracted by Raziel somehow. She's trying to read the sheet music, and he's just like getting right in her face.
I can make Raziel re-roll it if you want him to.
But your group performance goes down a storm. It's actually a little unusual. Like Luther's been his usual kind but stoic self for most of this. But even he joins in with the dancing and the singing, and actually seems to let himself loose for once.
Oh, that's good.
Africa just got her count to do that too.
Listen, Harkount is tapping his foot, which
yes, I didn't even figure it was that
immense praise.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
my illusion drummer Gifton's going to be like, ah, and then explode in fire.
Okay. Unfortunately, you are then demanded to play more.
Oh no, I gotta cast that again.
Yeah. You will get stuck up on stage for a few songs. Right. As the party continues onwards into the night. Eventually, you are released from your duties as performers. And the general music playing settles into those that seem just more comfortable playing just general background music, soft tunes as the party starts to die down as you realize sunrise is starting to approach. And
I'm gonna make sure I do the quick check of the family. I'm sure the kids are probably just
they are sonked out. Yeah, they are sonked out.
We probably have them like in a little like kind of baggy.
Razem is wearing what would be like a sling for a single child, but like it's fitted and padded out just to hold all of them in a little bundle.
All of them are sleeping. There's a bunch of pseudo dragons sleeping in there too with them.
Some of them are in there with them. Some are just sprawled out in random locations.
It's probably like her house usually.
Yeah. Yeah, they all have their own particular sleeping habits. One of them in particular, Brinton's, likes to sleep almost like a bat, but isn't particularly good at it. So just seems to end up upside down on the floor, like a single claw hooked onto something above them.
I was gonna ask how many of them are hanging from the ceiling.
So they're like how my dog sleeps in his dog bed, where they're basically like a slinky that never made it all the way down the stairwell.
Basically.
They got part way there and over every object. Yeah. I'm gonna try and make sure I find my way back to Harkount though.
What's that, Cassie?
Just the comment. It's so uncomfortable. It's comfortable.
Yeah, you can find your way back to Harkount. For what it's worth, people did start approaching after a lot of the music was played. Not always for long, and it wasn't all chummy and so on, but he seemed to have a few conversations with some familiars that basically came over to the table he was sitting at. Which you can find him there, and he is just sort of looking off toward the horizon where the sun will be coming up, and you can see that creeping of light as he sort of looks up as you approach, and actually just give you a little smile.
A smile. Would you mind if I accompany you the rest of the way?
You may walk me to the figurative door, so to say.
Of course. I will loop my arm in his.
And it will actually give you a sort of gentle pet of your arm, like an old man holding a young woman's arm. And he just goes, the questions of how I'd like to be remembered. Remember this night, maybe.
I will hold on to it very dearly.
This is young heart count, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is young body,
manners.
but he is slipping back into those mannerisms from when you met him.
I will definitely remember my night with my dear friend Javi.
You know.
And I will be checking in on you.
The curse continues.
Oh, never free. You know, there's a reason why more angels don't come for the Fae. They're scared of us.
The mighty that you are, able to will the winds and the storms.
No, we're just really good at bluffing.
Would you like to know a little secret?
I would cherish any secret from my dear friend Javi.
I'm afraid.
Me too.
And he just gives you a little squeeze.
I give him one back.
But fear and excitement will go hand in hand often.
Change is scary. But it can be good. Especially when you're changing out of something that made you unhappy.
As you're talking to him, you can see a distance away, Luther talking to the rest of the council, and you actually see Wilhelm sort of going up to him, looking down and just placing a hand against his chest before Luther just pulls him into a tight hug. And Harkount looks over that way. You know, leaving beside him. It brings some value to this.
He worries after you.
He's a good man, and it does honor me to be in his company. And you can see Luther looking to his friends before he walks over to the edge of this bluff, this cliff, and just sort of stands there, staring off towards the creeping on sunrise. As Harkount looks at you and just goes, "Will you walk me there?"
Yes. And I will walk him over there.
Mm.
Houston walks slow.
Yeah.
Not with speed. She won't slow her count down, but she's not in any hurry.
He doesn't hurry you either. And as he moves, he nods to each of you in turn. And eventually you arrive beside Luther. As Harkount pats your arm, Gifton, for sort of, unhooking from you. And just shakes his head like you should step back.
Give him a quick hug.
He hugs you tightly. And Luther inclines his head towards you.
Luther's getting a hug.
And he'll pat your back.
And I'll start backing away, because I know it's not my place.
Okay. Arkount and Luther move forward to the edge together, taking up positions side by side at the edge of the overlook. You see Luther brings his hands together, clasped in front of him in prayer. Arkount, hands clasped behind his back, a stance of relaxed but noble dignity. As the sun creeps over the horizon, light spreading across the sands of Sahar, you see and hear Arkount taking a deep breath as he beholds the vivid and varied yellows and oranges that play across the horizon. His first sunrise in thousands of years, so bright and vivid that you feel that the Lord of Light must have a hand in this. Beautiful, he whispers. And as wisps of smoke begin to rise from him, you catch snippets of Luther's prayer. And may you in your grace guide us on past seas and sands, to find those already gone. May you judge us for our sins and virtues, and guide us from darkness unto eternal peace. May those that have regretted sin find salvation. May those who have found forgiveness in others be guided unto forgiveness in self. Arkount seems to regard Luther briefly, understanding the meaning of these words, who they're directed at, before looking back over his shoulder at you. A small upturn of his lips, speaking the genuine gratitude and relief he feels more than his words ever could. As he turns back to face the sunset, flames begin to erupt over his body, spreading quickly, burning brightly. And as Luther continues to pray, you can see his flame starting to diminish. It does not last long. Within moments, Arkount's fire turns to ash, trailing away in the Saharan breeze, leaving nothing behind. Luther's armour, now empty, slumping down with supernatural grace, gauntlets still locked together as it kneels seemingly in prayer. And as Imor's most venerated and his most accursed in their long journeys, for the briefest moment as you blink, it feels as if you can see them there, Imor's hands on their shoulders, being guided away by the gentle touch of the god of death. And as they fade, you are left in somber silence. Time seems to pass. No one really moving. Until finally, Bauder takes in a breath she need not, and just looks around at you all, at her friends, her people, and just says, "Their journey ends, but their impact on us will never be forgotten. Thank you for being here with us on this day. No, it means as much to them as it does to me." And she just hangs her head a little bit, and she's going to turn and head towards that little magical mansion. Eventually, a lot of familiars start to filter.
I'm gonna go check in on Sigmund and Wilhelm.
Yeah. You head over to Sigmund and Wilhelm, who are still standing, staring out to where Arkount and Luther stood. Sigmund seeming regarding that armour, left kneeling there, as if unwilling to let his gaze wander from it. Wilhelm holding one of his jaunty little caps that he wore for this event, just in his hands, clutched to his chest. You get the feeling that if he had the ability to, he would be crying.
I'm just gonna stand with them.
So is Garrick.
You can stand with them. After a few moments, you actually, Gifton, you'll feel Wilhelm's, one of his arms sort of go over your shoulders. Carrick, Sigmund's gaze finally leaving that kneeling armor, just regarding you sadly. You shouldn't have to bear such pain, Wilhelm just mumbles.
Pain is just the testament of their love and our love.
It's supposed to be eternal.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Change is hard. Especially when it takes the ones we love away.
Oh, I have not felt this old in a long time.
What if you gotta be 50? 85?
Oh, I'm barely in my 20s, of course.
Of course, we've got a cut figure, so we can't imagine.
Is that Sigmund or...
As Wilhelm.
That very well.
I'm sure when he gets settled, he'll be on the weird angel radio doohickey thing that we divine creatures do, and we can relay messages. Maybe we can do mad science and find a way to make an actual radio tap into it. Wouldn't that be fun?
That's Fowler's idea of fun. Talking on such radio, that'll appeal.
I know, wouldn't that be fun though? We could have a little radio conversation. I'd love that.
He just nods a bit for just like puts his cap back on his head, and he sort of turns to start walking towards the mansion before he pauses briefly, and he reaches out and grasps your hand, Gifton, which is strange how comforting that cold skeletal grip can feel now.
Mm-hmm.
But it just gives you a gentle squeeze as he gazes at you, and he just goes, "Don't leave us too soon."
Try to stay around as long as I can.
Good.
You never know me though. I'm one stray box dropping away.
Oh, yeah, and he just shakes his head as he walks towards the mansion. Sigmund sort of looks to the both of you, and before he just inclines his head a little bit, and he starts to walk towards that armor, and he just sort of settles down beside it.
Do you mind company, Lord Sigmund?
Not at all. Please.
I don't think I'm ready to go back yet.
No.
Okay, I will sit with him and talk or be quiet, as I feel he's to.
Yeah, he seems to choose silence with the both of you. Just laying there. It's shockingly statue-like how he sits. Not a single movement, not a single twitch. Everyone else, what are you doing with yourselves?
I'd probably wander off somewhere inside and just or go with to see Marissa and the kids. Distract yourself.
Okay. You head on inside, and you can find Marissa, and she'll just sort of like pull you beside her. The kids are sleeping. She'll just wrap an arm around you and pull you in against her.
Just kind of leans her head into her.
Okay. Telde.
I am going to go search out the other members of the council.
Okie dokie. Right. They are not too hard to find at this point. They are. Fowler in particular seems to be sort of staying in the main lobby of this magical mansion. Just
myself in work.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah, she's definitely sort of busying herself with talking to people. Like, yes, please come settle back down. There's still much we can do tonight.
Playing good hostess.
Yeah. Melinda and Otto are a little harder to find, actually. Melinda's been scarce throughout a lot of this. Otto's been a lot more involved. You barely caught a glimpse of her during the end there, and she quickly slipped back inside. Do you want to sort of stay with Fowler, or just have a quick word with her and then move on, or how do you want to handle the council?
I'm going to have a quick word with her, but then I am going to go looking.
As you approach her, she sort of clasps her hand in front of her in a particularly formal stance. And you can tell this is how she's sort of coping with things, keeping herself ordered. And she just, Teldy, thank you for, and the rest of you, for wonderful performances tonight.
It was the least we could do.
Yes. If there are matters that need to be addressed, I shall do so on the morrow.
Relax. Take a moment for yourself.
Not very good at grief, you see.
It's fair. It's difficult.
And for many of us, a quite forgotten thing. So rare for one of us to step away. Many of us lost our last living loved ones so long ago that it's a distant pain. This is... Don't have a heart, but it hurts.
I understand. It's hard, but this is what he wanted. You had wonderful times together. Remember those?
And what he wanted, there's no one more deserving of getting what they want than him. He was our conscience. Would you mind coming to see us tomorrow? There's something we'd like to discuss with you.
Of course. If there is anything you need, please let me know.
I am afraid what I need has already left us. But we are eternal, and we will cope and move on. Please excuse me. And she quickly sort of starts to head off to chase someone else up.
In that case, I will go looking for Melinda.
Okay, thankfully not too hard to find for the sake of there's so many places she can fit in. And you will find her in a room with Otto. Which
counting up the cost of this ridiculous ceremony, it's so
no, what you actually find is Melinda, her that large draconic form laying down, her head rested on the ground. Otto leaning out of his sarcophagus just beside her head and just gently patting along her muzzle.
Aww. Real sounds.
And as you enter, he pauses briefly, and you see her eyes aglow, roll towards you, and she just lets out a soft snort and goes, "Come to find me in my moment of weakness, have you?"
This is not weakness.
And she starts to get up, and you actually see her sort of nudge her muzzle against Otto. Just a very gentle, affectionate gesture before she sits up. Otto, in his typical way, just gives you a merry little wave.
I will give him, I don't want to say half-hearted, but like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand.
Acknowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What brings you here, Tilde?
You do. I wanted to ensure that you were just kind of stops there.
That I am okay?
That would not be the right word, but I cannot find it.
Yes. I'm okay, for a lack of a better word. Alda, she'll be hurting. Sigmund will be hurting. I hurt, but it was been my nature to have trouble letting go of things and people. And her glance moves towards Otto when she says that. But I have learned coping mechanisms in my unlife. What about you and your friends? Remember, mortality makes things even more desperate to hold on to. Things are fleeting. Briefest encounters have the greatest impacts. Feel like they last forever. How are you?
I am still pondering that. Words of advice he gave me. All that has changed in so little and so much time.
I think that's how he spent most of his last day. He went around advising people as he does. I half expect to be visited upon in my dreams by him and his insufferable advice.
There are far worse things that could happen.
I'd welcome it. Oh, to be nagged about morality. Her eyes dim, as if closing. Oh, to think I'd miss that.
How long did you know him?
Not long enough. A few 100 years.
And how many times did you try to kill him?
He'd not be here if I tried, my friend. But he was the brunt of my anger a few times. I have to credit him with, I wouldn't call myself a good person, but being better. He made me better.
He seemed to have that effect.
I've expected her to say, "What are you jealous of my relationship with?"
I am often engrossed with the matter of our safety, of our continuance as a people. I think you've seen that. I
Just
fear what will happen to us without him. You never saw Mirian society before he arrived into it. Not some grand change, but enough of one. He made us a better people. Did.
then remember what he brought. Keep his voice in your head.
They are going to offer you a council seat. You know that?
You warned me.
Of course you did. You can't replace him.
No, I can't.
And I think you'd be insufferable to sit beside.
Would it have to be literally?
Perhaps we can ask from seats across the table from each other so we can glower and glare. But I won't complain if you accept.
Where's the fun in that? How he's not gonna?
That was actually the kindest acknowledgement she's ever given you.
I am not sure that I would be good choice. Even for my own people, I've done less than I should.
Well then, time to step up, isn't it?
Is that what you would have me do?
She seems to look up, as if pondering to herself. Selfishly, I'd have you wander away and do little journeys. But I think you would be a good presence. You're no Luther, but you have a perspective and you have a good heart. I think you could do good for us, and frankly, your journeys, gathering people's stories for remembrance and such. As good as that is, there are many people that write books on societies and peoples and histories. Your importance to your kind puts a degree of responsibility on you that you have spurned. Your wanderings are selfish. I think you could learn a degree of responsibility. It took me a long time to learn that. See, perhaps if you can get there a bit quicker than me. Oh, wait, 10,000 years, was it? Never mind, I win.
I suppose it had to happen for you sometime.
Oh,
He still swings.
Her eyes narrow a little bit as she goes, yes, glowering across the table, the best seating.
Nodding. Well, then I suppose I shall see you tomorrow.
Indeed. Go on. She sort of waves a claw as if to, like, get out.
I will try once again to get Valda to rest a moment.
Yes. Yes. Do so.
Otto?
Yes.
It is good to see you again.
Oh, a delight. If you join the council, I will have much to tell you. You will have to learn all of our expenditure proceedings. You will have to learn our reporting functions. And he starts to rattle off things as
There's also duties of petty cash, which everyone neglects.
I learned of.
He promise. He said it as a threat.
I did learn of certain automation abilities that might actually assist with all of that.
No. And he starts to go on a rant about the unreliability of automation.
And the door is right there. How
Yeah.
convenient.
Melinda glaring at you as you leave.
Devil machines, no.
It's just making that across the table.
Why would
so
you
much
need
more
anything
like
other than an
an
abacus?
Rattling of the abacus going on in the background.
I like to imagine the inside of the cash keys.
Oh, laddie da,
hanging.
fancy fucking abacus boy. You go for the fingers and toes.
He's every teacher ranting about never having a calculator on you all the time. Why would you need to learn the proper way to do it?
That's why you have a keychain abacus.
Okay. You wander off back to find Fowler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Corvus and Cassie and Argy. What are you guys doing?
Corvus would be seated at table outside during the performances, watching the send off. When everything kind of slowed down and filtered back, he would probably think of how to get back to the building that they all lived in, and realizing Valda had teleported us.
Gonna empty travel back, or are you gonna wait?
He's gonna empty travel back to the building.
Want to go find Echo?
And go find Echo.
Okay, Echo's at the party. Do you want to find her first before going back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, you'll find her. Echo was a bit sad, but she has a habit of bouncing back.
Mm-hmm.
She's you actually find her rather enthusiastically playing one of the games with a group that is playing, but not as enthusiastically.
We're so tired.
They're distracted with their grief, and she's winning like crazy. So she's happy.
Yep, she is getting all of the Unos. But when
she discovered the trick of get all of the cards
Yes.
first and then destroy your enemies.
When you wander on in, she seems to perk up and excuses herself from the table and sort of hurries over to you, Corvus, and she just goes, "That was a really beautiful event."
It was. I was going to head back.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just I'm just gonna sit around.
It is getting late, early, late.
Yeah, we've had a long day.
Do we use early or late? Is it based on?
Well, we're trying to go on Sahan, so.
Okay, so it's based on your supposed to be time.
Yes.
Okay. But it is late, and she sort of offers an arm to you.
It is quite late, but I hope that you had a good time at least.
I did. It was really nice. There's lots of interesting people, lots of interesting games. The music and the dancing was so good.
It was very good, yes.
And they looked happy.
They did. They did. For what today was.
Before he went.
Yeah. Do you have any goodbyes you want to send off? Or
she just turns to the table that she was at and just sort of waves at them and good night, morning. And they just give her like little nods, waves.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's not disturb Valda we're gonna take a jaunt.
Okay.
Let's try to go someplace a bit conspicuous.
Right. You want to cut your way back to your little...
Mm-hmm.
You can do so easily.
Before he leaves, Gifton, Mrs. Corvus, Echo and I are retiring for the evening day. We'll be back at home.
I'm assuming you're sending. You're not just saying this out
Yeah.
loud at a
I'm
crowd of
sending.
people.
No, just say it out loud. Hope it translates eventually.
You'll get back. Okay. We'll see you later.
All right.
Okay. It's as you're sending it, Corvus, and moving outside to cut probably, so it's not in. That you will catch sight of somebody arriving. Here. Just as it appears to be stepping along the sands, moving towards where some people still outside are gathered, just looking around. And she sort of inclines her head towards you, and then she looks over to where she sees Gifton and Carrick with Sigmund.
Up on the cliff.
Yeah. And she seems hesitant, so she'll actually come over to you, Corvus.
Goddess.
Hey is fine. There's no need to be formal. I don't want to disturb them. Could you do me a favor?
Of course.
Would you be able to gather the Marian Council and the rest of your friends?
At this moment.
Please.
Okay. Echo, do you want to stay with Hea?
Okay. Yeah.
You want
Hi.
to meet outside then?
And she's gonna move to hug Hea, which Hea hugs back. Gifton's rubbing off on her.
Yeah.
And she just nods at you as she's giving Echo a little hug. Awkward.
Okay. I'll be back.
Listen, Echo is learning proper decorum around people, which is give them hugs and be complimentary and nice.
And when Corvus is sort of out of visual range, he's just gonna rub his hands through his face. It's like, oh, right.
You're turning your girlfriend into Gifton. This is awful.
No, well, yes. That is like, I wanted to go home. He's gonna slowly just make his way through the Fomorian Council, letting them know that Hea is wanting to have a word, and she's at the front.
You'll find Melinda and Otto in a room together, able to inform them. Melinda, she does growl a bit when someone else comes in, but she also does apologize and thanks you for delivering the message.
She thought it was me.
Yep.
Right, what?
Yep.
She's about ready to throw Otto at the door. Go away, Telde!
You'll find Falda and Telde together, as Telde, you were able to find her again. You just started to kick up conversation when Corvus arrives. Which Falda will go, certainly, we'll attend immediately. And she gives you a slightly concerned look, Telde.
Corvus would just kind of shrug. It's like, she didn't tell me anything. Just wanted to talk.
I hope it's nothing bad.
I'm sure it is logistical.
And then you can wander off and find Wilhelm, which you'll basically find him in the same study that Harkount was hiding in. He
pretend to look at the books?
No, he's just sitting on the table, holding a goblet full of wine that was there for those few that could drink, and he just seems to be looking at it sadly. And when you come on in, he sort of raises it to your Corvus and just goes, "I miss being able to drink." I mean, I could, but ruin my wonderful suit, and would not get the side benefit from it.
I'm sure there is some sort of magical way of making you drunk.
It's not the same.
Sorry to disturb you, but Hay is wanting the Familian Council gathered up, and us, Tarnstead group. She wants to have a talk.
Hey, herself, huh?
Yes, she's at the front door.
Oh, not the keeper god waiting. And he seems to look up and just holds the goblet up towards the ceiling before he just pours it out on the floor, sets it on the table, hops off the desk, and walks on out.
I understand the gesture, but talked about wasting it.
It's on the floor if you want to lap it up.
I am not a dog.
Could be. With magic, all things are possible.
And you could be flush again, of all things.
Oh. Icky.
Right?
Someone a little interested in becoming bony.
I have a skeleton within me.
Yes, waiting to escape.
Indeed. The back pain is killing me.
Well, I shall lend you some support. And he actually just puts a arm around your shoulder and actually leans more of his weight on you as he'll sort of leave with you. You're able to gather up everybody, and because it's Wilhelm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to gather up everybody, leading them outside. As that is happening, Hea does approach Sigmund and Gifton and Carrick, and just almost regretfully, just goes, sorry to bother you.
Oh my goodness! Of course, you're not interrupting. I'm gonna kind of get myself back up and give a bow.
And she waves her hand as like, no need to bow.
Of course, I'd bow.
And
Respect my dear daughter.
Sigmund is rising up a bit, and Hay just goes, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. And he just inclines his head a bit. And she just motions, goes, I've asked everybody together, if you don't mind.
Certain, is there something wrong?
No, nothing wrong, just something that needs to be addressed.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
And he'll lead you.
Help Carrick up, and if you're both of us were...
tiny.
No, I put on my ring a while ago when I was chasing Harcount because I went dancing with Harcount.
Yeah.
Remember? So yeah, I'm
Making sure.
Like usually dance with them. She's not, that couple inches tall.
yeah. Yeah, I'm.
Sigmund's gaze lingers on Luther's armor for a second before P2 follows along.
Put a hand on Sigmund's shoulder,
Chin.
chin, tap,
Mhm.
kind of try to be reassuring.
Reassure the massive Dracolich. Yeah.
Master Dracolich, pat, right?
He's still partially fleshy, isn't he?
No,
Nope.
that's the other dragon that's gone.
I couldn't remember.
Th-
Well,
he's-
that one
he's-
was like fully.
He's actually gone through some shit lately.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
this poor boy. That's why I was kind of worried about him. Yeah, I'll walk alongside him as we go back. Yell at my husband and wife that I'll see them soon.
Yeah. Yeah, husband has actually also fallen asleep against wife.
Oh, she's trapped now.
Yep. She just mouths dead arm at you.
It's a brick.
As you all gather.
There you go.
Hey,
I'm going to actually leave Millie with Razem.
yeah, she'll say it with him.
Oh no, that's going to be worse than just a dead arm.
Yeah.
Which she's actually gonna grab Echo as well. She's gonna do fairly motherly, like, come on, let's leave them to that nonsense. And
Millie's grabbing. Okay.
yeah.
It's
I
great
thought you
because
meant
they've
Rizab.
got
I'm like,
they've
how
got
screw
Trixie
that.
in tow as well right
Uh-huh.
now, so this is awesome.
It's like the whole family plus.
Trixie's still holding
Victor and
instrument.
Echo.
I never told Trixie to stop.
Uh-huh.
Wait, and she
Trixie's
stopped
just sitting there
playing.
waiting.
So
She's
she's-
not playing, but she's
She doesn't
still
have sheet
cheering.
music, so
Yeah.
I wasn't sure she. Well, she'd seen the sheet music. She
Echo can get their horn back from Trixie.
I'm just picturing every night again she puts the hundred in it.
Haya is like sort of rocking on her heels a little bit as everyone sort of gathers up, and she just smiles faintly and goes, "Again, I'm really sorry for your losses. I know that they're moving to a good place.
Thank you.
The council just various nods and silences. But I've been talking with a couple of the others, and I'm going to be the first to formally say you are welcome on my soil. And she looks around and goes, "This is now Mirian soil. About that far and that far in those directions. Please consider this your home. You may build here as you please. You may use this land as you wish." And there's a moment of silence from the council. I thank you. Are you certain? Fowler sort of pipes up. Yes, please. It is my gift to you. And I know that Ilan is going to also extend his reach to you if you wish to join him. And, Imor also agreed. And that seems to surprise the council. Sigmund's head sort of rises up, and Linda tilts hers, looking curious. And Miris, of course, as well. You have options. You're welcome to go where you please. I'm sure in time the other gods would also, but for now. And she looks over to you, Gifton. I suppose you and Adriel could talk to Scrim. I mean, that land's a large one as well. I'm sure they could find a place, right?
I'm certain there'd be room. I know Scrim speaks very highly of the Vermirians. Even if you are dangerous finger waggly types. I give a slight smile for that.
Well, looks a bit amused. Still somber, but chuckles a bit. And Fowler goes, "Why are they?" I'm sorry. This is a lot. And Sigmund sort of nods his head slowly and goes, "We will have to decide what we're doing. Thank you."
There's been enough grief, and it's time to mend a lot of things. They're very wise to get on with trying to mend things.
We have to be kinder to each other, Aya just says.
Because they know that you'll tattle on them if they don't act nice when I thumb jab at, Cassie and Urgie and Carrick and Corvus when they come back in 10,000 years. They're going to expect a Vermirian report about the last 10,000,
And a few of them chuckle, But Sigmund just drops his head a little bit and just goes, "Thought we'd lost the kindest of us, but it's just passing on and growing, isn't it?"
Changes like that.
Thank you, goddess. We will let you know what we're doing. And she just nods and goes, "If you need help rebuilding, I'm willing to offer my builder's assistance." And he's
Wait, does that mean they're not living in the tower with me?
that's
I thought we were all living together.
no, that's for you.
Oh. A lot of rooms.
You're gonna have a lot of kids.
And Hay just gives you a look and goes, "Well, I'm accounting for all of your children and their children, and it should last you a few generations."
Is she gonna be hitting you with every
Gift is sitting there thinking little brownies, 2 generations, seeing profit loss of brownies. She's like, man, there's gonna be like what, like 30 of us for the Gift is having math issues.
But
There's more than 6.
I'm very sorry to interrupt your proceedings.
You're welcome here.
And of course, you should know you have free reign to join us as well. Like, if you want to be Tulian, you can. She just shrugs a bit at the council. Want to give you options. And Fauda actually gives her a deep bow and just goes, "Thank you deeply, earnestly, from the bottom of my heart, for welcoming us." He just nods and gives a smile to the group of you. Talk's going well. She'll hug back.
Talks are going well?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're going to agree to, lend whatever assistance to you they can. Even Morgani is listening.
That's good. I have something I mean to tell you. I not this for Marian's. I had not expected to bring it up now, but I will. I'm sorry, Cassie, you're gonna have to deal with this soon. Before we spoke with the gods, we spoke with Morgani first. You understand that? You knew that happened. She had us swear to her. To prove that we meant no harm. If we break this swear, we are hers.
She gets a look on her face that's like, as if...
What she did what?
The swear is to not cause harm to her brothers and sisters, her dear niece, Hea, or herself. To not plot and plan and do such things. I want to be open with Hea because I want her to know what we've agreed to. Because we are not plotting and planning.
Hea crosses her arms a bit.
Cass is just rubbing her face.
She means to have Cassie swear the same. That is why she has agreed to work willingly along if the vote went such way.
That explains why she has been more cooperative than expected.
I trust you can make sure the right people know.
I will, and I'll make sure that there is clarity and safety in this. I'm not going to have some mishap. She would not get you.
I'm sorry, but that... She...
No.
It was the way to make her amenable to our situation.
we are no threat to them. We mean no threat to them, and we must keep it that way. And we must let her continue to know we wholeheartedly believe we are not. It is to ease the patient.
It's a reasonable promise to make, but I don't like the
It's
overhang of the
dangerous.
clarity is what we need. I don't want accidental damning of.
We were already damned.
Oh,
We know that from the first meeting we had with the gods. We were already damned.
no, this will not stand.
If you want to make sure that when this is all solved, it is at least removed.
Yes, and if this escalates, you know that I've got
No.
your.
You will not plot and plan out against her on my behalf. That is my request. I cannot speak for the others, but for me, no.
It is not necessary.
Then I will just say that you will always have my love and protection.
I accept your love and protection.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll
Okay,
go
fine.
back and try not to be angry at a jerk. Okay.
Okay, why don't you go talk it over with Unky Mirrorist or Anti Mirrorist or more? They're
Why did he
Don't
not
do-
get Uncle? Go on, please keep saying Auntie and Unky.
Auntie and Unky, fine. Unky Imore and Granddad Illen.
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
And mommy and poppy.
She gives you a quick squeeze before she steps back, and with a little upswelling of sand, she's gone. Well, that's
A lot to take in.
Just a touch.
Don't poke the Morgani.
No, don't. Let's not even discuss that. But I am really happy that you have options.
Yes.
I hope you won't mind me coming out here
of
or
course.
wherever it is you settle up.
You know you're always welcome amongst us.
I hope so, because I'm not gonna have very many ties. Places.
She's actually gonna sort of come over to you, and she's a tall skeletal figure. She sort of looks down at you before doing a very slight lean down and wrapping her arms around you, Gifton, and she just goes, "You're part of the family."
Oh, good. I hope so. So, you think trees will grow okay in the sand? How does that work?
Oh, I'm sure we can do some enchantment, or
Figure something out?
we'll figure something out. Be
Mm.
nice to have a
I'm
little
gonna
greenery.
head back. Have a good morning, everyone.
Are you leaving? Okay.
It is rather late. Would you like me to
Around
provide
20,
you?
she's asleep, what happened?
Oh, you're
I
welcome
should
to
get
stay
my-
here for the night if you want.
I should get my family.
I'm just gonna take a walk through the empty is all.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Looks like Echo has fallen asleep. Would you like someone else to take her back?
Yeah. If you don't mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
She was awake and bubby like 20 minutes ago.
It's remarkable.
She fell into the sleeping fae pile over yonder.
Oh, right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, Razem is now also asleep, really ungracefully, like her head is hanging back and there is saliva.
Oh no, she's gonna drown my children.
Effectively, the head is hanging back, so she's just going to drown herself.
It's a turkey.
No, I'll see you at the tower.
Well, bye. What do you think? There's any Fomerians that would mind teaching education?
She gives you a blank look. Just really.
I mean, like really dumb people. Like, Gibson looks down and goes, I didn't get any of that.
The grade school stuff.
We will struggle to narrow down who wants to teach you.
Because I would like my kids to be smarter than I am.
Oh, that's a completely different story.
It's not very hard to read. But
she pauses for a second before giving you a look, and you can see her eyes aglow with a sort of smile, and goes, "Huh. We're being more open. We could teach."
Would be befitting with all the knowledge you have over the years.
It would be a
Maybe a
delight
way
to teach you and yours, and perhaps we can teach others.
that would be nice. I was gonna have a school back in Barast, but
Perhaps we can teach you to teach.
that would be fun.
Oh, then.
All right, well, I better go sleep in the pile of stray fae and family members.
We just put a dome up above you?
Sure, that's fine.
Just take a blanket and just throw it over them.
Gifted is going to try to put Rosem into a more comfortable position.
You grab a pillow, move it beneath her head.
Luckily, I have my bag of holding with all my furniture shit in it, so I'm just gonna take some carpets out and shit and some things.
In the Brooklyn sleeping arrangement, when you have to rough it, Rosem becomes the bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty sure even when it's not roughing it,
I'm also setting up a spot in the weird pile of family members and fae that there's a spot there for Raziel. I made a nest.
Well, you did say family members.
Yeah, this is family members. There's a nest spot for him, even though I have no idea where he took off to after he did the amazing performance.
Showmanship. He just disappeared.
Yep.
Right. Those that wish to stay here can stay here. Those that wish to go back that aren't Corvus and can willingly just walk through a place of scariness to get home. Founder will open up a portal for you if you wish to return to the Tulian capital. And or to Traveller.
Carrick will spend the night unless they say otherwise.
You're more than welcome here.
I will make you an extra bedding spot in the pile of family members.
Extended family.
Yeah. I'm gonna put some rugs down for Millie and Cassie and
what they do is they're going to summon a dome for you. They're also going to set up a more sort of tenting above that, just because sun bright.
I can stone shape the sand and just make like a little.
No, you're sleepy.
Thing.
They help.
Yeah. Okay. Also gives them something to do.
Yes, they seem to appreciate something to do.
Yeah.
In fact, you start to notice there is a doting sense to some of these Fomerians at this point. This, whether you decide.
Look at the poor little fleshlings; they're worn out.
Corvus, you travel back with no incident. Things seem calm still, and you're able to.
He does go through it slowly.
Yeah.
Just in curiosity.
Yeah. Nothing terrible happens to you.
Oh, poor Torvis. Nothing bad happened.
And as you all settle down wherever you wish, that is where we're going to end this week's session.
No!
I know.
We're not playing this week.
I know. It's tragic. It's so sad.
So
30 more
next week, no
minutes.
game.
30 more minutes.
30
I don't
more
know. I don't have plans for 30 more minutes.
All right, we're gonna have 30 minutes of snoring.
30 minutes of Corvus decoding Tesson's works.
No.
It's fine.
God, no.
It's fine. Characters are dragon. It's 30 minutes
All
of
right.
screaming.
You know
as
what,
he
Sammy?
accidentally springs
30 more
acid.
minutes.
Wow.
I need to go to bed. I am
Alright.
drugged.
That's fine.
so-
You can go to bed,
Yeah.
Corvus.
Okay, thank you.
No.
You all enjoy.
Night, night.
Night.
There is something I can do. Right. Might not be 30 minutes, but it's something I can do. As you are settling down to sleep, you are going to be joined by Raziel, who did indeed vanish for a bit after the music. He just sort of sits down near you, looking at your sleeping family, and just gives you a sort of tired little smile, and just sort of pats beside him.
I'm gonna go sit next to him.
Well, quite the festivities tonight.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
But you should know that, along with Luther, our count was guided to Imor's heaven.
That's good.
Yes. The protests were not quite something. Man still does not think he deserves it. So convinced that hell, damnation is what awaited him, he didn't realize he'd already been through that. Things are changing very fast.
They are.
He actually puts an arm around you and pulls you in against him.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going to happen to us.
Me either.
Thank you for, I don't know, fulfillment, purpose, just something better.
Thank you for the same.
So,
Oh, you don't believe it. When I look at you, I see hope.
I've been talking about something with little me. We're going to, seeing if Adriel is okay with it, we are going to see about visiting where he was. Not really talking to the gods about it.
Mm-hmm.
While they seem to be taking your best interest as a best interest of their own, I'm worried about what they would do with that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, what if we they were onto something, right? Morgani and Oberon, Tanya.
I was thinking if we took the spark to Lolasil.
Maybe. But is that right? I wish we could know what she wanted, intended.
If she didn't want it, then nothing will happen.
Think so?
It's not like we're going to force it on her. We leave her choice somehow. I have to hope she can make that choice. We can always ask the spark if it wants to. I saw her last time I touched the spark.
You think she'll be able to show you?
Yeah.
What will you do if she says no?
I'll have 2 more kids.
Just what you need.
I don't know what else to do with the spark. Let it go. Foist it upon one of my brothers. The great god Dadriel, the great god Raziel.
Well, I'm sure that
Reveal
you
the mighty.
and the other Lalin, because me will just be assistants. We are not the decided for this. I'm sure you'll all be able to figure out the right course.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to have some fun with Lalin again. My gullible little friends. Speaking of which, the other me,
Mm-hmm.
he hasn't had the time to come to regret things as much yet. I don't mean the fall, that's always weighed heavy, but things that we've done.
Mm-hmm.
But it will happen. And as little as she knows you, you do me the kindness of saving me again. A little bit.
I'll do my best. I was actually going to ask you, did you think it was better to leave you alone? Because maybe your life would be a bit better without quite so much interference.
Oh, gods no, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I mean, not you, but you. We need to differentiate between the 2 Raziels.
He looks up a bit before shrugging, just going, call me James.
All right. Well, James, we'll have to decide. I don't want to hold Raziel hostage if that were. I always worry that I do hold you hostage.
No, little Lalin, you could not hold me here. I choose to be with you.
Oh, well, you haven't seen the magic circle I drew underneath this carpet.
Oh, I would be so proud if that was true.
Oh, yeah, I would really be smart enough to carry chalk.
You don't carry chalk.
This is really find
I
half of
think
what
I have
are
some
next
in
to
one
me.
of my bags.
I was going to say, it's the most important thing to have as an adventurer.
Oh, yes. Wait, bacon? Oh, I got bacon.
I don't think you should use bacon to mark your path through caves.
But I was going to use it to trap a Mirror's Angel.
You know what? I'm sure we could make that work.
I'm sure we could. At the very least, we could probably convince people it works enough that it would be really funny later.
Maybe we'll get Dear Lucy with it.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be funny if we could convince Lucy to help us, like, just lie to an entire continent of people that bacon can ward off a Mirror's Angel? Oh no, my weakness. I'm gonna kind of glance over at a lot of the sleeping people and stuff like that. I don't know how we're gonna say goodbye when they leave.
I wish I could help you, but goodbyes are never get easy. Just you wish them well. Say I hope to see you again. Hope's all you need, really. Huh? Ugh. It's insufferable.
Oh, insidious. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we make our nefarious plans to uproot? We need to find out if the remains are still purified.
Perhaps tomorrow we take a little jaunt.
Maybe. That sounds like a good plan. All right. I'm gonna give him a deep hug. I need to sleep. If I don't sleep, I will turn into a zombie brownie, and then
Oh, you
I
can
will be
fit in right here.
Yes, I would fit in with the rest of the society, and then you would never get me out of Faramir again. I
Right.
would become far too hodgepodge and need to read books.
You sleep well then, sister. Tomorrow we'll go see Scrim and Dadriel and visit Lalasil.
Should we ask Gabriel and Titania?
If we decide to enact a plan, yes.
Sounds good. All right, play nice with your little sister.
Gods. And he's just going to stand up, shaking his head as he leaves with a flapping of his wings, which noticeably is not instantaneous.
He's getting a lot slower in his old age.
He is getting slower.
I'm more of the imagination that instead of him taking off like whoosh, it's more like whoop, 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 whoop. Because he needs to get a lot more speed to get off of that.
You're picturing a sort of ornithopter taking off.
Yeah.
He takes off like a VTOL.
Yes. But as he departs, that is where we're going to end. Sorry, not half an hour, 7 minutes.
All right, thank you.
All right. And we will do the same. No, we won't do the same until next week.
Next week.
2 weeks.
Yep. We will have a session at a later date, but for now, everybody take a cool 5,000 experience points. Everybody,
5,000.
yeah, everyone can take a deity point of choice, and we will assume.
Sweet, we're gods now.
No, everyone can take a deity point of choice, not 80 deity. Yeah.
Become one.
We'll do this later.
I am now a deity.